Ransom, it's okay. He kind of dropped the egg. It's okay, baby. There'll be more. Come here. What, baby? You wanted to keep it? It's okay. Oh, poor guy. He was so excited and he kind of put his thumbs through it and it just fell on the ground. You're okay. You're all right. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Cassie.
I'm Gary.
And we're so glad you've joined us again. Today we're going to take you over to the rabbit hutches and we're going to show you how we keep our rabbits cool in this Oklahoma heat. Rabbits do really well in the cold weather. They typically don't like the hot weather. So what we've noticed, when it's above 80 degrees, they get a little hot. So we'll show you two different methods, two different things that we do to keep them cool. If you see me walking a little funny, it's because I sliced my toe open today. So,
Ouch. I was gone when she sliced her toe open to work, and I got a call that was pretty frantic and said, I cut my toe open. I might need to go to the hospital.
I think I said I'm okay though.
Yeah, eventually she said she's okay after she scared me.
So, learn from me. Don't wear flip-flops on the farm. I mean, I still don't have real good shoes, but I can't put my foot in a shoe. But I guess I'm gonna have to be like Ransom and upgrade to Crocs. But thankful for neighbors who came and got the kids, my mom and brother-in-law who came over quickly to help me. It
was like a whole emergency response team we had built in.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So anyway, if you see me looking kind of funny when I walk, that's why. So let's go over to the rabbit hutches and get started.
All right, let's walk over there.
Oh, bright sun.
Bright sun. So we always try to do a little extra stuff for the rabbits. So that's what we're going to show today, is just some of the extra things that we do every year to help the rabbits stay cool here on the farm.
What's up, Easy Street? Coming over to check out the rabbits and the quail. So one of the first things we do is we keep juice bottles, orange juice bottles, things like that, and we put water in them and we freeze them, and then we lay them out here.
This rabbit's actually laying right next to his. Oh, there he is. He just sits right back down by his water. Stay nice and cold next to it. So that's what they'll usually do, is just curl up next to that frozen block of water. We usually try to put them in here in the hottest part of the day. So around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. And that way they're kind of defrosting up until 4 or 5 when the sun's going down.
Yeah, so you can see Speedy here. He's not sitting real close to it, but he can still feel it. But what we like about it is if they need it, they can, hey buddy, you let Ranger pet you. If they need it, they can lay right beside it. If they don't, they can back off. If they don't want it at all, they can hop up there. So it's just a little trick that someone told us and has worked great. So some of the rabbits like them. Some of them don't get real close to them. It just kind of depends on the rabbit. It is melting, but it stays cold long enough to do the job.
One thing we've noticed too is to use the thicker bottles. So these bottles are juicy juice bottles, and they're pretty thick, so they seem to work out pretty well. One
of them is a really thick orange juice bottle. When we've used the thinner bottles, they don't last quite as long because they will get their nails and their teeth and stuff on it. Something else we do is watermelon rinds, things like that. We keep them in freeze to put in there with them. Tomatoes, bell peppers, stuff like that maybe we got too much, or they got too ripe, stuff like that. We'll freeze those things and then they'll chew on them, nibble on them, keep themselves cool as well.
Yeah, some produce out of the garden that's got a little bad spot, and we've got plenty, so we just take that one, freeze it, and then throw it in there, and they can chew on that, and they seem to enjoy it. The next thing that we do is run fans out to them. So we try to keep fans blowing whenever it's the hottest part of the day as well.
Yeah, so we're going to gather up our fans, our extension cords, things like that we had put up for the winter. Get that ran out, let you guys see that. Those quail really want you guys to hear them. So let's go over and see them so that they'll feel better. So these are the quail that we got when they were a day old. And they are now 6.5 weeks. But these quail like to yell and talk to Dutch's quail. So you can see Dutch's quail in there that we got from him. I guess I shouldn't call them Dutch's quail because they're our quail now. But they talk back and forth and yell back and forth at each other. You don't think I can carry all these? No. You gonna carry one for me?
My motorcycle.
Only if you can do it on your motorcycle?
But I retro.
You need what?
I need to pull it.
Well, you got 2 things called legs. How about you just walk it out there instead of driving it?
All right, so here's some of the fans we use. We use this big one, and it goes across several different cages, I think 4 of them. And then when we have the smaller hutches, we use these smaller fans. So one of these fans is just for one hutch. That's what these 3 smaller ones are for. We've either picked these up at a yard sale or Walmart or wherever we could just find some cheap fans. But so far we leave them out in the weather and have not had an issue with any of them going out all last year. So we'll plug them in today and make sure they work. And if not, then we'll pick up another one. But so far they've lasted really good.
Ransom, do you ever get tired of that motorcycle?
I don't. Yes.
You...
I ride it every day. I ride it to the pig.
They should probably sponsor you for as much publicity you're giving them.
No. Is it always like this around the house? Pick it.
All right, show them how it goes.
Come out, goes fast. Whoa! All right. Well, Cassie's over here by this rabbit hutch.
Yeah, so this one little thing we wanted to show you. This is built onto the end of the hutch. During the winter months, we put it down so no one runs into it. During the summer months, you just prop it up just like this. Just some wire, some boards, nothing fancy. And this is where we put our fan for this hutch. So it's this one big fan for the entire hutch. And I can't remember if we lay it right against it or if we scoot back a little bit. I think right against it.
Yep, right against it, so it blows straight across. And as you can see, it goes across 4 different rabbits that are in this pen. And whenever they have that cold water in there, it's blowing air across of it. So if they sit on the other side of their ice blocks, they get that cool air.
Yeah, and again, if they don't want the air or they're too cool, they just get up on top like Speedy is here, and then they're just kind of out of the way of the direct fan. So we throw this up on top.
What, Ransom?
Hey man, I'm trying to video around here. Well, you think this is your show?
And then I went so fast.
Boy?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, this is my show, not yours.
It's my show too.
What? Comment down below. Whose show is the Walker Farm fam really? Yours?
No,
It's his. No, it's everybody.
It's
That's
everybody.
why it's called fam.
Yeah, we just like to joke around.
That fan works out really well, so we'll go ahead and show you another one now.
So the next thing we're going to do is put this fan right here on this rabbit hutch, and we're going to do it to where it has a little bit of a down angle, so the rabbit makes sure and gets a little bit of airflow. As you can see, where that one's sitting over there, she's going to be able to get some air on her. So we're just going to use some wire here. And these fans are plastic, they don't weigh very much at all. But whenever we're doing this, we usually don't use this door. We opt to use the door on the opposite side instead. So luckily we've got plenty of room in this hutch to do either option. So just ran that wire in, put a little bend in it so I can get it out. All right, then I don't have the right pliers, but I've got pliers that will still work. So get this.
Yeah, how about you bend that down so I don't get any more injuries?
That's what I'm working on. So bend that down. All right, so that will work right there. And then we usually take these cords and we raise them up and run them over the hutch, and we'll hook them all together. But that way they're not down on the ground.
Ransom, what are you doing? You're doing what?
put that hole.
You're gonna put water in a hole and then what, drive through it? Okay. Trying to sneak behind me and get a bucket of water. Sorry babe, what were you saying? Extension cords?
Yeah, I was just saying that we'll run them up over the
top of the hutch so the lawnmower and the kids don't get into them.
So if you're wondering where the other kids are, when I hurt my foot, the neighbors came and got kids just in case I had to go to the ER. And but Ransom was taking a nap, so I was not gonna wake him up because I was afraid, like, once people got here and made sure it was okay, if it was like a paper cut, then I'd feel like an idiot. But I could tell it was worse than that. But I've had my tetanus shot 4 years ago, so I'm good on that. My brother-in-law is actually the fire captain here, and so he came and checked me out and got me all fixed up. So I'm good to go. But the kids are having a blast at the neighbors, so they're still hanging out. And Ransom woke up from his nap and he's stuck with us. All right, so Gary's got both of them hanging on the hutches, and now he's just figuring out how he's gonna do the extension cords so that we can connect all of them. So we still got to put the fan here on this hutch, and we always hang it on the end. So we're gonna move these Quail a little bit so that we can put it there because it's just the best spot.
All right. Well, we got those two started anyway.
So let's move the Quail, and we'll check back with you. Yeah, I thought you said something about putting them over there.
No, eventually in that pin.
Oh, okay.
When they get bigger, right?
Yeah. So we'll just scoot these down a hair. I need to clean the bottom side.
That's probably good. Think. Give us plenty of room right there.
All right, so we got this last one on. We're just getting the right angle, and it will blow straight down there. So she'll go behind inside there if she doesn't want it, or she'll come out.
Probably in this corner over here she could get away from.
Yeah, she can get away from the air if she don't want it. But I'm telling you, they usually want it, right, Gary?
Yes, they really like their fans.
Yeah, like I said, if it gets over 80, 85, they start panting and different things, and so the fans and the ice and things like that just really helps. The frozen produce, frozen watermelon and cantaloupe rinds, all that kind of stuff. So we'll finish getting this put up. Hopefully this gives you some good tips if you have rabbits and live somewhere where it gets pretty toasty in the summer months. So we don't run these all day long. We just run them when it is the heat of the day.
Unless we're going to be gone all day long.
Look at that cow over there. Get over here. She was down on her knees with her head under the fence eating that green grass when she's got all the green grass out there she could want. What'd you say?
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yep.
No matter how good you have it, you're probably going to look across the fence and say, maybe I need some better grass.
Especially if you're a cow, or probably a goat or sheep
or a human.
Yeah, you said or a human. All right, so Gary's finishing up, getting them plugged in and extension cords ran and all that kind of stuff. We got this one figured out. But I wanted to show you something that I have been meaning to share and just keep forgetting. These little feeders are my favorite that we have for the rabbits. So they attach on the outside of their cage. And then these little bowls are in here and they can't tip it over. If you have rabbits or dogs or any other kind of things like that, you know they like to tip their food over. So this bowl actually just slides right out. I need 2 hands to do it, but it slides out if you need to clean it. They cannot spill this, and it stays secure. So I have a link down below to Amazon for those feeders if you're looking for something for rabbits, birds, dogs, cats, anything like that that you can attach to some kind of wire and they can't flip it over. So look down below for that link so you can go find those on Amazon.
So now we're going to plug it in. We've got all the wires rigged up more or less. Put that in there to keep it out of the water.
And they're blowing.
So usually I don't try to blow it too hard. We put it on, it's on 1 or 2. 1 is the lowest settings that we put that on to give them a little air. All right, so the sun is beating down on us. It's the day after we just did the rabbit stuff. So today we're going to go ahead and get some shade for the chickens. We're still have them in this temporary pen. We're just about ready to start on their long time chicken coop.
but today we want to get some shade up for them. So I got some house wrap that was left over from when we built the house. It's been setting up in the top of the shop out of the way. So I got it down. I'm going to cut a couple pieces to put over the chicken pen to give them some shade. I got one up there. I'm going to go ahead and cut another one and put it on the other side. And then I'm going to run some strings over the top to try to see if that will keep it down for us.
Pretty girl, what you got? A peach? Is it yummy? You excited to have peaches on our tree? Watch that wire, baby. That's where Mama cut her foot. Don't step on the wire, okay?
You're not ready. Wait, did I grow it? Or did you?
That peach?
Uh-huh.
That came from Porter Peach. What's it called, Daddy?
The Porter Peach Farm.
Porter Peach Farm, but we're gonna have some soon. They're just not quite big enough yet. What's going?
Go with Aunt Mom Mazzy, she'll get you a peach.
She'll help you, she said. Man, it's hot.
Yeah, it's really hot out here. We try to do the best that we can to take care of our animals. So this is just one of those things that we feel like they need some shade.
Yeah, bub.
A peach.
Sissy help you?
Uh-huh.
Is it good? So Gary's using some duct tape to kind of tape this to itself. We're just kind of using what we got and what we can get quickly since it's so hot out here. We put some string across it, and then to keep it on that string, he's adding some tape.
All right, so we got the shade cover up. If water starts setting in here, we're just going to poke a few holes in it so it doesn't hold water. And you can see the chickens are already gathered underneath there, doing their thing right here next to the water. Hopefully it'll help keep this water cooler too. It won't sit here and bake in the sun all day. Again, this is just scrap material. It didn't have to be perfect. We didn't have to go buy $60 worth of shade cloth. Hopefully this will work, but if not, we'll try something different because we love our animals very much. We try to do the best we possibly can for them to take care of them. And right now they're sitting in some shade on this hot summer day.
We hope you guys maybe got something out of that on how to keep your rabbits cool in the hot summer temperatures. And while we were doing it, I told Gary, like, we need to get something over those chickens too. So we went ahead and did that real quick. But doing this has made us kind of wonder if we're putting our chicken coop in the right spot.
Yeah, so considering the heat that is going to come in the summertime, we have plenty of room under some shade trees back here in our cattle pen and behind the place. And so I'm thinking about now moving the chicken pen. I've already dug 4 to 6 holes for the legs, but we haven't put anything in the ground yet, haven't put any concrete in. So I'm thinking about relocating the chicken pen that's not even built yet to the cow pen because we have plenty of shade in there. And also if we put chicken wire around the edges of that and maybe some panels, that would allow the chickens to roam in there and we could let them out in the morning and put them up in the evening.
Yeah, so now's the time to figure all that out. Ransom is dragging a ladder because he needed a ladder like Daddy's. So, but now is the time to figure all that out because once we put the post in the ground,
done.
No going back.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's just dug some holes as of now. So we're going to think about it for another day or two and decide if we should put them out there where the trees are.
Yeah, I'll do a little more thinking and planning. And let me go ahead and show you. We'll go ahead and show you option A right now that's out in the middle of the sun.
All right, so option 1 is out here in the sun. There's no shade at all, but we could do a shade tarp similar to what we did in the back, or a little better shade tarp if it was gonna be permanent. But the idea on this location is to have them here because the garden is right next to it. So with this option, we could put Premier One fencing on the end of the run, and then in the fall, after the garden's finished, we could let the chickens run throughout the garden to help improve the soil. So that was one plus about option 1, but again, it's out here in the sun. And now we'll take a look at option B that's under some shade trees. Option number 2 would be probably about right here somewhere, where we could come right off of the rabbits and access the front of the chicken house, walk in the door, and you wouldn't have to go through any gates at all. You could just move these gates back a little bit. And then we might not even have to build a run, because if I did chicken wire all the way around this half-acre-ish pen and then clip their wings, then we would be able to just turn them out in the morning and put them up at night. And they would have this large chicken run to go out throughout the day. Or I could build a small run that it would extend over there under those shade trees. So that would be a couple of options if I built it here. So we are gonna take a little break on building it. I was gonna start putting the legs in today, but this heat has really got me questioning my original thought about putting that chicken house out in the middle of the sun. So what do you guys think? Let us know. Let us have a little bit of help here. We definitely have not built a chicken pen. Last time we had chickens, we had a chicken tractor that we pushed around the yard, which worked out okay. But here we don't have shade trees at all. So that might be another issue. So just let us know what you think. We sure appreciate the feedback. So now that you checked both of those options out, why don't you go ahead and vote below down in the comments. You can see I'm sweating pretty good right now because it's hot outside, and we just want to take the best care of our animals that we can.
The chicken coop, we want it to be nice and look nice. We don't want to have to rig stuff up like that for them to have shade. So we want to plan ahead, and if they can have natural shade, and that's best.
At least if I move the chicken coop inside the big pen and we let them out in the middle of the day, they could go under the shade trees. So we've got some options. But like I said, you guys got to take a look at the 2 options. So either in the sun, option A, in the shade trees, option B. Let's hear your vote.
So thank you all so much for joining us again today. We hope you have a great day, and God bless.